Hi, this is Dorothy with Dot Scrapbooking, and today I'm going to show you something a little different. So we have these stamps that are available right now, and they're in a group of things called Creativity in Motion. And you notice that they look a little weird, right? There's lines in them and stuff. Well, that's to make them look like they're moving. And we have a striped acetate that helps that animation come to life. So you want to remember with the black acetate, it's a black lined acetate. So there's an example of the little crocodile. And so you can see when I pull on him, he's moving. So that's fun, right? Or he appears to move. So the black acetate, and see how there's lines going through there, they're mostly vertical. The black acetate is going to line up with the lines. So when they're vertical, then the acetate needs to be vertical. If they're horizontal, then the acetate needs to be horizontal. So that's the only thing that you have to remember to do. And you're making kind of a little pocket to put your stamped image in, whether it's words or the little critters. So there's the acetate. Now we have these, this is gonna continue to be available, and they're in 12 by 12 sheets. So I've cut all the pieces. Now the little frame there and the stitched box, those are from the, we jumped to a different thing, but they are with the thin cuts to the left in rectangle and vertical. And you can cut, when you cut one piece, you get the, so you're lining up. So what I'm doing here is lining up the stamped image on the ruler, so I know that I'm getting them totally vertical, because if they're not completely vertical, then it's not going to work right. So you want to make sure that when you're stamping, you're kind of using, you may want to tape it down with some washi. Yeah, so that's going to work out good. So you want to, but you want to make sure that everything is going in the same direction. So now the little frame is part of the same thin cut. So you get the stitched block, and then you also get the frame that is completely part of that same little square that the crocodile is sitting on. So there's how it goes. Now I'm using foam tape that has kind of a thickness to it. So the pocket needs to be able to, I need to be able to slide my little alligator, or crocodile actually, back and forth. So you want to make sure that you're leaving the right side of your pocket open. So that's not going to get the foam tape. So these are for A2 cards. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This little strip is 1/2 inch by 4 1/4. So you can make your decorative strips, you know, whatever size you want, to either go with the 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And that is going to go there. So then this square is the size of the whole image, including the frame. And so I am going to put that down so it completely gives a solid background for the pocket and for the whatever stamp image you're going to use. So I'm just going to put a little thing that says "Smile, Crocodile." So these would be very fun for a kid to receive. You know, it gives them a little something to do. It's a little fun to play with it. So I'm just going to add a 1/4 inch strip below my little polka dots there. And you can just cut a 1/4 inch strip. That makes it pretty simple. I'm using some washi tape. That's not washi tape, it's shimmer tape, which is like my favorite thing. And I'm just kind of snugging it right up under the polka dots. And the pink in the polka dots is super light, just like this shimmer tape, which I adore this shimmer tape. So now the square piece there is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And that is getting lined up. So that is going to be my backdrop for the whole piece there. My crocodile, I'm going to put on this little green. The green is, so the crocodile is like 2 1/2 by 2 1/2, and this is 3 1/2 inches long. So that is going to be the piece that slides with the stamped image. So I'm going to take my little acetate pocket and put it on the square. And then make sure that everything is all lined up, which it is. And now we have another thin cut that goes with this creativity in motion. And look at these little weird things. So that is, I just pick which kind of tab I want. And I am going to, it's a decision. I have a hard time with decisions. So I am going to put that. So I'm making sure that when I cut the tab, that I'm cutting off everything that's not needed, the extra piece. And I'm taping it in place with some washi. And then I am going to get my die cut machine. It's my embossing and die cut machine, actually. And I am going to cut a magic tab. Just wait till you see. Okay, I can tell I just went to where the little tab cutter is. And look at this. So see how cool? How cool and how easy is that? And so now we've got our little pull tab. Well, that's not all. That is not all. We also have a little stamp set that has pull here, has all sorts of cute little sayings just for the pull tabs. So it's pull here, pull, slide. It's got some little icons on it, a little heart and star. And I'm going to put pull. And there's one that says ooh and ah, and that's if you want to have it. So there we go. Sorry about the glare. And then you're just going to stick that on top of an A2 card. Okay, the next one is I'm going to show you what the text looks like. So once again, we start off with 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And this little piece is like 3 inches by 4 1/4, excuse me. And this piece that is going to be the background is, let me tell you what the dimension on that is. It is 4 1/4 by 3. And that is going to get centered there. So there we go. I'm centering it in the middle of the card from top to bottom. So this it's going to have a plain rectangle, plain white daisy frame on it, and that's the slide, the red cardstock, and we're actually going to stamp directly on the red cardstock. So the only problem is if you notice, the lines are going in the wrong direction. So I'm going to have to use another piece of acetate because the one on the left there is not right. This is the one thing that you have to pay attention when you're cutting your acetate. You have to pay attention and make sure your black stripes are going in the right direction. Otherwise, folks, it just doesn't work. So I'm going to do a hello. They still, whoops. Okay, so you just have to be careful. Okay, I'm lining it up on the, there we go. So there's my hello. And I am going to put a pull tab at both ends. So it's going to be one on the right and one on the left. And I will do that off camera, so I'm not moving the machine back and forth. It's just easier to do it at a sight. But the little pull tab sayings down there, one says ooh and one says ah. And so that is going to be my pull tabs on either side. So it's silly, but it's fun. So you want to have, this is for just a little, how did you do that kind of thing? You made that? How did you do that? So anyway, here we go. Like I said, I'm still cutting off. It's easier to just cut off than move that thing back and forth. And I think that I have a piece of acetate that's cut already, that where the lines go in the right direction. So, what can I say? We all make mistakes, and until I get used to doing this, it's a new thing for me. So I've made a few of them so far, but that doesn't mean that I'm totally and completely comfortable with it. It's just kind of a different concept for me to do. So anyway, I'm going to make our little ooh. Then turn it around and make a little ah. I do like the different little sayings to go on the pull tabs. It's kind of fun. So these are going to be available till the end of the month, which is right around the corner, literally. But like I said, the acetate is going to be, they're going to be keeping it on for a while. And, actually the next catalog has some of these kind of animated cards. They have some more coming up. So this is sort of going to be a thing, I think. So I guess I hadn't figured out yet that that's going the wrong direction. I think it is. Yeah, it's going in the wrong direction. Yeah. The revelation here. Oops. There we go. There's the right one. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the frame off of that and put it on this one. So there we go. Not a big deal. And since this is going to be kind of a pull one way, pull the other, I am going to have the little pocket opened on both ends. So you want to have just the top and the bottom. And there, see how it jumps? Isn't that fun? That's kind of fun. So we're going to just take the top and bottom off. And there we go. See, and you can pull from both ends. That's so fun. Okay, So the next one is going to be this cute stripe card with, you're going to love this heart. So there's the background for the card, 4¼ by 5½. And here is a decorative strip that's going to run from top to bottom. And that is, guess I didn't write down the length of it. So it's like 1¼ inches or so wide by 5½ long. Let me see. Yeah, it's about 1½. It's about 1½. And since I ripped a little piece, I'm going to put another piece of my favorite shimmer tape to hide the boo-boos. You know, that's what embellishment is for. In my way of thinking, embellishment is for, I'm just trimming off a little extra of the strip there, is for hiding anything that wasn't supposed to be there, to make it all better. And here's my background piece that is going to cover all of the background of the pull tab and the stamp and the frame. That way, you know, when you're pulling things, then you just want everything to look neat. You don't want to see all the background stuff. So that just makes everything look neat. So this rectangle, we're using its insides of the rectangle frame. And there's this great heart that we are going to stamp on there twice. So I am trying to make sure that my heart is, all the lines are lined up with the grid. And then I'm just trying to make sure that I'm getting it as straight as possible. So just checking. So best thing to do is to line it up so that you've got a straight, you know, the lines are perfectly vertical to go with your acetate. So there's one heart and there's the other. Okay. So anyway, there we go. I really like that stamp, and I like the heart. And okay, I went to find a little sentiment. All of the other sentiments on these stamps didn't fit into this little bitty space. So I went to get the stitched, my stitched sentiments. And I'm just trying to find one that will fit in there. It's a little tight. It's just a little tight. But I didn't think about it before I started making this card. So anyway, I'm just going to go. I found one that's, like I said, it's tight in there, but it'll work. And I'm going to do it upside down so I can see it better. Got to make sure, wipe off any of the little excess so you don't get any smudges on your card when you're stamping, any excess ink. And there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back so I don't get smudges all over the place. And these cute little pale pink hearts are the background for this particular, that's my slide, I guess is the best way to put it, my slide paper. So I'm going to go ahead and add the frame onto the acetate. And the nice thing is the frame just totally covers the foam that is underneath. So it's just perfect. It just works perfectly. Nothing shows from around that frame. But I didn't quite get it perfectly on there on the acetate. There we go. Now the whole edge of the acetate is covered. So there we go. Now this is going to be let's see, it's going to be a three-sided piece, a three-sided animation window with the long side opened. So I'm just going to get a little piece to fit in here. And see that this one didn't work for the other card, but it worked great for this card. So I just lucked out. I probably just picked the wrong piece to go with the group of paper cuts. So here we go. Yeah, that's not what we're doing, Dorothy. You got to put it on there. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now I've got my pocket, and now I want to make sure that that little piece fits fits in there. And this is the best way I've found to try to determine. So if you put it all the way in and then you snug the tab maker along the edge, right up to where it can't go in, any further, where it hits the foam tape, then you can, you're cutting off what you need to, so that the slides part is right and the tab sticks out right. So that's what I found for me. So we're going off camera again to do the cutting. And look at that cute little scallop. That's adorable. I think that's really, really cute. I love that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my hearts on there, but I'm still making sure that it works right. Because you don't want too much of the slide cardstock. So you don't want a whole ton showing up. You want it to just go to the very edge. So this has worked out real well for me. Okay, so there's my pocket. I'm not quite getting it in the pocket correctly. See, there we go. And look at the hearts. My heart is beating for you. Very cute. So these are just something fun to do. Like I said, I think, young and old will like this. It'll be fun for people to get these cards. It's a little, like I said, it's something a little different, kind of unexpected. And if you like this idea, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, then please subscribe. Love to have you come back. No telling what I'm going to do. I never quite know. I'm just adding some embellishments. I haven't really embellished these cards too much. So I'm just adding some shiny silver gems to them. So anyway, I hope you like it. And I've got some more Christmas stuff coming up. So I will be working on Christmas because 'tis the time of the year, right? So these are a great thing to have. These thin cuts, these square and rectangle thin cuts. So they're great for giving the stitched look. They're great for making frames for your pictures or your whatever. They come in the square. They come in the, I think we've even got some circles and hearts and the rectangle there. So I just think these are a really good thing to have on hand. I have actually used these a lot. I do like the stitched innards that you get with these in all the sizes. The just little stitched squares and rectangles. They just look real cute. So here are my cards, and like I said, these little critters will be available to the end of the month or until they sell out. Thanks for watching. Bye now.